Hello, gentlemen. Alright, so we are continuing with the top 10 versions of X, coming in at number 4. So at number 4, we have present day X. This is our boy that we talk about on the daily. This is our boy that made his presence known at Real World Con. So this X, this is the guy with roughly half of the Cameron titles. Those will be explained more. He doesn't have the Force, but he does have things like the White Lotus. He can resurrect the dead from the underworld and beyond the seals. He has the Wyvern that he inherited from the Seeker. So this X is pretty powerful. This is the guy who's roughly at that base to low SS4 level and can push himself hundreds of times beyond that with Kaioken. Now the reason I think he's more powerful than Legacy X is because he dwarfs him in all the conventional ways: strength, speed, energy projection. But then on top of it, like his abilities, like the way his senses, break things, or the way his energy naturally fights off things for him, the way he can create new abilities, the way his meditation can break things down. It's a lot of things that come with present day X. Even though Legacy X has that crazy teleportation, present day X can just do more things at a higher level for the most part. So I put him over Legacy X. Number 3, we got All Titles X. So All Titles X is X immediately after Cameron's murder, but before he relinquished 2 or 3 of the titles back to the light. So this X has all the titles that Cameron had. With each of those came different power and access. So one of the things I can remember him doing after he left Glow, and I think he was coming from this pirate ship, he actually was flying like across galaxies or something crazy like that, or at least across a galaxy. So we're talking about, if it's a galaxy, tens of thousands upwards to 100,000 or so light years. If it's multiple galaxies, we're talking about across millions of light years in reasonable amounts of time. Like maybe, getting to his destination in a couple of days or something like that. This is insane power. He's nowhere near like that anymore, but it was like crazy hearing those feats at that time. Then after that, and against present day X. So I think they line up pretty well in a lot of ways, but I think All Titles X just dwarfs present day X in a lot of different ways across the conventional things: strength, speed, energy projection. He has more access to Cameron stuff. Even though present day X has a little more experience with some of these things, All Titles X just has more raw power that he can't hang with. Then we got Life Energy X. Life Energy X comes from the era of Life Energy. This guy, he engaged his life energy and became so powerful that when he was sensing beings, first of all, everything was moving in super slow motion. He could even sense the electrical pulses going through people's brains as they're forming thoughts. This X, titanically powerful. I think against All Titles X, he just has too much raw power and would just overwhelm him. Now, interestingly enough, this X, All GX, has no titles. Also no Force. None of that extra stuff. No armor, nothing like that. It's just raw power of X's natural abilities. And at the tippy top, coming in at number 1, we have Master Empowered X. This is the X who got his power from the Master of the Gamma Quadrant, the Master of the Darkstalkers. This guy gave X insane power. He was so powerful that when he would shoot blast, he would blast holes in reality. Again, this X doesn't have the Force, no titles, nothing like that. It's just hyper advancement of all X's natural abilities. So that's the top 10. To go over it again, we got Broken X at number 10, Saiyan X at number 9, Living Realm X at number 8. At number 7, we got Armored X. At number 6, we got Fusion X. Number 5, Legacy X. Number 4, Present Day X, our boy. Number 3, All Titles X. Number 2, Life Energy X. And at the top, number 1, Master Empowered X. So these are the top 10 versions of X. And who knows, at the rate he's going, maybe I'll be able to extend this to a top 20 pretty soon. All right, gentlemen, peace out.